Good morning. Good morning. Share my screen. The market opening in 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Get the 2-minute chart pulled up here. 15-minute chart here. Market pushed up a little bit since yesterday's close overnight, putting in all-time highs, 21,457. Market currently at 21,434. Kind of right on this 21,443 pivot. We got VWAP at 21,386. And another pivot up there at the 21,556. One-minute chart here, with this blue line being the 21 EMA. So as you can see, we're kind of been bullish for the past hour and a half. Finally coming back down, putting in a lower low right now there a minute ago. Got a little bit of news coming out today at 9 a.m. Texas time. PMI news, PMI numbers. We sit back, wait for the market to open, wait for our first 15 minutes, set the high and the low, and wait and watch and see what it wants to do. Eating a little bit of eggs right now. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Got the market opening in 7 minutes. Got the 2-minute chart pulled up here right now. Orange horizontal lines are pivot points. It's one of the indicators I use in TradingView. It's based off of the previous day's price action. Yeah, pre-market high right there at 21,457 is all-time highs for Nasdaq. Pulling up the hourly chart here. See, we're just kind of been bullish. It's November 27th, pretty much. High, low, high, market push sideways there. And then overnight, just ripping up. And another pivot point at the 21,563s hourly. 21,563. Going to try to just be patient today, wait for the first 15-minute range, set the high, set the low, wait for it to either break out above or break below that range. Look for our bull flags or our bear flags, get in, get out, make some money, be done for the day. that's pretty much all we got to do. Like I said, we got some news out today at 10 a.m. at the East Coast. So we'll just be aware of that when that happens. The whole goal is to trade for a couple hours and then be done. I'll take more than 2 to 3 trades a day. Trade for the first couple hours and then enjoy the rest of your day. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's all we got to do. Right now, Nasdaq pushing below the 21 EMA now, pulling back down a little bit. Pre-market right before the open. If you're new to the channel and you're watching and you're curious, this is Nasdaq 100. Nasdaq futures is what I'm trading. I only trade one instrument. That's all I trade. I don't have a bunch of different things that I'm trading at the same time or looking at a bunch of screens. I basically put my orders in here on the 1 minute time frame. This is where I enter my orders. I'm using Tradeovate with a prop firm with a $50,000 Apex account. This is a funded account. And then over here in TradingView, this is kind of where I just look at the charts. And I use a couple indicators. The VWAP is this yellow line right here. We got key levels, which just shows like pre-market high, pre-market low, yesterday's high and low. 21 EMA, which is this blue line right here. And then pivot points, which are the orange horizontal lines. So we'll wait for the market to open. After the market opens, we're going to wait for the first 15 minutes. We're going to mark the high and the low. And then we're going to wait for it to break out above that high or break out below that low. If it's breaking out below, we're going to look for shorts. If it breaks out above the high, we're going to look for opportunities to go long. So if the market's pushing up and we're putting in higher highs and higher lows, we're going to be looking to get long. If the market's pushing down and putting in lower highs and lower lows, we're going to be looking for shorts. Instead of trying to time the bottom and the top of the market, which is really difficult, we just trade with the trend and trade with the momentum. I'm a momentum trader, so if there's no momentum and the market's not moving in one direction or the other, there's nothing I can do. I just do no trades. But if there is momentum and the market's pushing up, we're putting in higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, then we can look for opportunities to get long. The market's putting in lower highs and lower lows. We can look for opportunities to get short. Right now, we're below the 21 EMA, above VWAP. We got the market opening in 20 seconds. Pull up our 15-minute timer here. Here we go. Opening bell in 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. Market's open. See if we get that pull down to VWAP of 21,390. VWAP down here at the 90s. Market's open. There we go. Just because the market's open does not mean we have to place a trade. Only placing a trade if we see our setups. If we don't see our setups, don't take a trade. Focus on the process, not the outcome. That's the discipline. And try to focus on making money. Focus on your process. Market trying to pull back up to the 21 EMA here at open. Bulls and bears fighting it out. The bulls and bears fighting it out. Got the 5-minute chart here. Okay. And the 15-minute chart here. So we're going to wait for this 15-minute candle to close, mark the high and the low. Right now, these pre-market highs up there at the 21,457 are all-time highs for the Nasdaq. Nasdaq put in an all-time high last night. Well, just like a half hour ago. So looking at the hourly, we're looking pretty bullish. We're gonna get a little bit of a pullback first before we continue higher. I don't know. Just have to wait and see. Trading's not about predicting the future. It's about reacting to what the market's doing. Sticking to your strategy. Yes, I'm trading from an RV. If you're new to me, you're watching them in an RV. I got Starlink. Starlink's been working good enough to trade on the move. I just moved to a new spot, so it's cool. You get to travel, move around. I'm in South Texas right now. All right, Nasdaq right now, 21,415s, 420s. We got the 2-minute chart pulled up here. We got a pivot point at 21,443 and another pivot point to the downside at 21,362. Those pivot points love to be touched. So usually the market trades from pivot point to pivot point, and that's just based off of the price action from yesterday. Market looking a little bearish right now. We got VWAP down there at 21,392. Just trying to pull back up right now. 11 minutes left in the first 15 minutes. And again, we do have that news coming out today at 9 a.m. Texas time, 10 a.m. on the East Coast. So I just don't want to be in a trade when that happens. We want to wait until that comes out or be finished with any trades before that. Usually a lot of the good trades happen between 10 and 11 Eastern time. But sometimes you can get some good opportunities before that too. So just gotta wait and see, wait and be patient. Market real choppy right now, ripping down at open, then right back up to the 21 via AMA, and then down again right there. So difficult to trade in this. This is chop down, up, down. Gotta be careful trading there at open. You don't want to get chopped up. We want to wait to see the market trending, putting in waves. We go back to yesterday real quick. If you're watching, I can show you what we're kind of looking for. It takes a minute to get there, just a 1-minute chart. But yesterday, we're getting there. Here we go. So yesterday when the market opened, pushed down, put in lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Created this bear flag right here. And then once we broke out of that, could have got in for a short right here and caught this. Then we started closing above the 21 EMA, put in higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then it jumped in here for a long and caught this. So that's what we're kind of looking for before we take any trades. But when it's chopping like this, you just gotta sit back and be patient. The market's still kind of looking bearish because this 21 EMA is sloping down, right? So the idea is that maybe if it broke out outside of this, for sure. But we're gonna wait until after the 15-minute range. The market's real choppy right now. Still got VWAP down there holding price up at 21,394. And 8 minutes left in the 15-minute opening range. Nothing wrong with just sitting back, being patient, and waiting for that to finish. See who's going to be in control, the bulls or the bears. Right now, that 15-minute candle is just looking like they're just, battling it out right now. Looking at the hourly chart here again. So this was yesterday's high and low, the range. You can see it broke out above. On Monday, did the same thing. We had our high and our low. Broke out above. So sitting back, being patient. Another 6 minutes. If you have any questions about anything to that chat on, you can type a message in there. If you have any questions about what I've said so far, what I'm looking for to take a trade. Right now, we're still at no trades for the day. Sitting back, being patient. Market trying to pull back to VWAP right now. Right there. There's VWAP. Getting below VWAP now. See if we can close below it, and then maybe bears get in control here. There we go. We close below it. See if it acts as resistance now, and we stay below this area. We got that pivot point down there at the 21,362s. The 21,388 is the low for today. I think I just realized those wind turbines turn out like this face in different directions. Huh. I got a bunch of wind turbines outside, and I think I just realized that they actually turn this way too, because yesterday they were like this, now they're like this. So I think at the top, whatever way the wind's blowing, they'll turn. I didn't know that. That might have been common sense. Other people may have known that. I didn't know that. I think. I can't remember which way they were facing yesterday now. 3 minutes left in the first 15-minute opening range. Bulls pulling the price back up to the 21 EMA, the 15-minute. Couldn't stay below VWAP. Price came back up. Let's see what happens here. Got a little bit of news coming out. That's nothing crazy though. S&P Global PMI. It's a level 2 on the importance. This is just Trading View economic calendar. It's medium importance news. This news that's coming out in 17 minutes, though, is a little bit more important. The cool thing about this strategy is that it forces you to kind of be patient and sit back and wait and not place a trade. So you're not just getting in the habit of impulsively putting orders in and buying and selling and getting emotional or getting crazy. Like, it's a process where it's like we wake up on time, we go to sleep on time, I go for a run in the morning and exercise and make breakfast, and I've already been up for a couple hours. And then the market opens and it's like we still don't trade. We wait for the first 15 minutes. Then we wait to see our setups, our bull flags and our bear flags, and look for momentum and a direction in the market, either bullish or bearish. And then and only then do we place a trade. So when you do this, it kind of forces you to be more disciplined and consistent. Try to keep it simple too. I don't have a lot of fancy indicators or crazy a bunch of stuff going on my screen. I'm using 5 indicators right now. So 30 seconds left in the 15-minute opening range here. There it is. I also marked the middle point. We'll change the color on this to blue. So that's the middle of the range. Right now, the price is kind of right at the middle of the 15-minute opening range. Going back to the 2-minute chart here we go. Kind of in between the 21 EMA and the VWAP, so just kind of chopping around in here inside. We're going to look for a break to the downside or upside above or below this range, and then we got a pivot point down there at 362. And then a pivot point above the 15-minute range that we'd want to see the price kind of get above and start bull flagging maybe above this. We do have all-time highs, top of the market right here, so this might act as resistance. And we got pre-market low at 337. Yesterday's high down there at 289. We do have the gap fill. Yesterday the market closing. Market closed. I gotta figure out a faster way to do this. At 279. So we do have that gap fill down there all the way at the 279 area. So, but no predictions on what's going to happen. We just sit here and wait. Markets just starts chopping like in here. You know, there's nothing to do, right? And it might seem boring, but it's like we don't want to lose money. The goal is like, hey, don't lose money, and then you might make money. So what we want to see it do is either get below here, start putting in lower lows, lower highs, or break out above. That's what we gotta wait for. So just kind of sitting back. Still no trades yet. Not the biggest range. 437, 388. It was like a 45-point range. Compared to like looking at yesterday's. I don't know why that middle line's yellow, it's still not blue, but it's not that much different. Monday we had a big range market, which just ripped up and opened there. It was really bullish. It kind of went sideways overnight, and then not a whole lot yesterday, and then we pushed up overnight, and now we're inside the 15-minute range for today right now. So just kind of sitting back, being patient, waiting. Oh, so I'm going to change it to blue. Okay, there we go. Now it's blue. Cool. Now we're getting back above the 21 EMA on the 2-minute, above the halfway point. But market's still, 21 EMA is still kind of down. Now it's going to get a little flat. Looking at the 1-minute chart here, we did close above the 21 EMA and then started kind of maybe now pushing back up a little bit right now. But still being patient, sticking to our rules, sticking to our discipline. If you can't follow yourself and your own rules that you give yourself, then you're not going to be a good trader. That's where I've messed up and been not disciplined and lost money. It's like if you set yourself with these rules, you got to see how it works by doing it consistently for a while. And then if it's not working and you're not making money, then maybe change your rules or change your strategy a little bit. But until you've actually followed your own rules and strategy consistently for a while, you can't really gauge if it's working or not. So when we follow the strategy and discipline, it does usually work and we make money. The times when I've lost money isn't because the strategy didn't work. It was because I didn't follow it. So that's what trading is all about. Kind of market kind of maybe ramping up a little bit here. Could run into resistance at the top of the 15-minute range. So we really have to kind of break out above that. And we also do have this pivot point right there. And then we got all-time highs right there. So, you know, there's a little bit of resistance up here. Might be tough for the bulls to get through it. And then we got a pivot point up there at 21,557s. With the pivot point to the downside is 21,362. Could just be putting in a lower high and then back down. And lower low, lower high, lower low. That could have been the lower high. You know? We don't know yet. We don't know. Just kind of sit back still and be patient. And we do have that news coming out in 9 minutes. Kind of pulled back down to the 21 EMA, and now just kind of chopping around right here. Get the ES. Sometimes you can look at what the ES is doing. Tell you what the Nasdaq's going to do. Sometimes the Nasdaq follows ES, but usually don't look at that too much. Nasdaq up there through the 430s now, trying to get through the top of that 15-minute range, 436s. And we got a pivot point at 443. So I don't want to get long up here either because you could run into resistance at this pivot point too. So back, waiting. Got to break out above this 37s into the 440s. We're like, you know, instead of trying to make it happen, it's like we're ambushing the market. We're waiting for the target to come through and then take our shot. That's really what trading is. It's like ambushing. It's not like hunting where you're like stalking, trying to kill, just waiting for it to come to you. That's a good way of thinking about it. If it doesn't come, you get your setup and you don't just shoot for no reason. That's a waste of bullets. I see better now. Still just waiting. Nasdaq right there at the top of the 15-minute range, above the 21 EMA. Waiting for this news to come out in 6 minutes. Market might chop around a little bit until the news comes out. Up there at the 430s. Up there at the 430s. We target at least 10 points for one contract, and then let our second contract kind of ride, see how much we can grab. That's the goal. There we go, through the top of the 15-minute range, putting in a new high for today at 441. Do have that pivot point right there also at the 443s. So we got 2 points away from the pivot point that pulled back. That's why I didn't want to get long right here. See, can I get up and above all this if we are going to start putting in higher highs, because this was all-time high for Nasdaq. So it's like if it's going to go higher and we're going to get long, like we got to wait to see it actually do that, I think. Don't want to get chopped up in here. The news coming out in 3 minutes. 3 minutes till the news. Let's go to the bathroom again. Come on. Three minutes till the news. Nasdaq chopping around above the 21 EMA on the 1 minute here. Back inside the 15-minute opening range. Pulling back down right now. We kind of broke out above the 15-minute range and then couldn't get through that pivot point. And then we got this news coming out in a couple minutes. So we're just sitting back, being patient, still no trades. And we got that 1 hour candle also closing in 3 minutes. Pulling a 15-minute chart here. Got the 5-minute chart here. Pulling back below the 21 EMA now in the 2-minute. Bulls running into issues here. Closing or pulling back below the 21 EMA. News coming out in a minute. One minute till the news. Did put in a higher high there, pushing outside of the 15-minute range a little bit, just running into issues at that pivot point. So just gonna sit back and watch. We're not gonna place any trades on this news candle just because I don't see a clear trend right now. We're kind of it's like sideways. We push down, then we push back up, and now we're closing below the 21 EMA. Ran into issues at the pivot point, kind of up here. We got VWAP at 21,399, kind of right in the middle of that 15-minute opening range. News coming out in 10 seconds. So we're just going to kind of watch. There it is. There's the news. The news looks like if you got short, you would have been paid. But how would you have known that? Right? How would you have known what the news was? You wouldn't have. We pulled back down to VWAP. We're still in the 15-minute range. Got the bottom of the 15-minute range there, the 388s. Down, I want to see a little bit of a pullback before a continuation down to the 362 area. But it doesn't have to do that. We could just chop inside this 15-minute range. We could just have a chop fest today, just a sideways. You know, it doesn't have to present opportunities. Usually with a strategy, the market does present opportunities, a couple every morning. But some days it doesn't. And that's when people who try to implement this strategy will lose money. They start getting emotional. So you don't want to do that. We're still just waiting. Market up right there at the 21,390s. We just had that news come out, which pushed the market down a little bit to the bottom of the 15-minute range. VWAP still trying to hold the price up right now. We Didn't put in a lower low there yet. Now we're pulling back to the middle of the range. So we got to see the price get below or above this range before we determine if the market's bearish or bullish. We're still just chopping right now sideways. So no trades still for the day. Still at no trades, being patient. A lot of people have probably already taken a bunch of trades. Some people made money, some people lost money. We're still being patient. Nothing wrong with that. Market put in a higher high here, but then a higher low. So chopping inside, sideways. You know, that's not what we're looking for. Like, see this stuff? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. You can see there's a clear trend right here overnight where we were bullish. This is where you can trade. You know, you get long here. Stuff like that. That's what we're looking for. If it doesn't do that, then we can't take any trades. You know, if you're hunting deer and you don't see a deer, you don't just shoot your rifle or your bow and arrow at a tree. You got to wait for a deer. When you go out hunting, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees in the market ever that it's going to do anything. You just got to sit back and wait and watch. Just watch it. Just look at it. We showed up. We did our job. We got here on time. We're waiting. Might be boring if you're watching this right now. You're like, oh, I didn't place any trades, not making any money yet. But this is how it is sometimes. You know? And I show everything. Show the wins, show the losses. I'm still learning and just trying to get a little bit better each day. I haven't even been trading for a full year yet. So I've learned a lot, though, just by doing. You literally just have to get in there and trade. If you're new to trading or if you're watching this, you're experienced, you're inexperienced, like, you learn by just doing. You got to show up every day and try. And if you don't want to use real money, go trade with a demo account for a while and journal your trades. Just start doing it. You can only watch for so long and read so many books before you just got to jump in the pool. You got to just jump in and try to swim. You know, we're trading on a $50,000 account, so I usually only stick to 1 or 2 contracts right now until we get the account a lot higher. So proper risk management per trade, using a stop loss. That's it. Just try to stick to a couple of trades. I'm not sitting here entering a million trades all day, being a day trader as like a full-time job from when the market opens to when it closes. I got other stuff I want to do throughout the day, right? I don't want to be glued to my screen and sitting at a desk all day. That doesn't sound like fun. Even if I was making $1 million a year, I wouldn't want to work all day long every day. You know? There's other stuff I'd rather do, like anything, just to enjoy life. So with this strategy, we kind of trade just I'm on my desk for 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday. That's it. Nasdaq, this is the definition of chop, by the way. So we're just chopping now, just down, up, down, up, down, up. Like, you can't trade this. We need to see it get up or down. I said that earlier. So if it's not doing one of these two things, then there's nothing. You can't do anything. And most of the time, it doesn't do this, which is the cool thing. The cool thing is most of the time, it doesn't chop. But when it does, you need to be able to identify that it's doing that and not trade. And even people that with a lot of experience that are really good that win most of the time, sometimes they get stuck in that and they'll lose money. So you just got to learn that the market can do whatever it wants to do. We don't control the market. And then people that are like trading and not making money, like, oh, the market's been crazy. Dude, the market is what the market is. It's how you react to it. None of us control the market. But if the market's not giving you your setups for your strategy, instead of forcing a trade or trying to make it happen and just jumping in and hoping, that's gambling. You might as well just go to Las Vegas and go hit the slot machine and just start pulling the lever and just hoping you're going to win money. Because that's what you're doing when you trade like that. And I've done it multiple times. And it doesn't work out usually. More times than not, I lose money if I trade like that. But we're human, and sometimes we do that. So trading will force you to learn to not do that. Hopefully, at least consistently. We're still just chopping right now. Market's at the top of the 15-minute range right now, struggling to break through. We do also have that pivot point. The market just put in all-time highs pre-market. So we got to kind of break through that if it's going to go higher. If the market wants to go higher, it's going to show us that it's going higher first. That's it. You just gotta sit back and watch like it's a movie, like watching the market. Wait and see what it wants to do. There we go. Outside the 15-minute range, putting in a new high for today. But we still got that pivot point to get through right there. Kind of pulled back off of that pivot again. See if the bulls can get it up through there into the 50s. Got the 50s next. 21,440s right now. But then we got resistance at the 21,457 because of that all-time high. So I want to see it get above that. I don't want to get long in here and get trapped in here either. So you got to be picky. It's like there's nothing wrong with being really picky and looking for very specific things because I have a high win rate and I know what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking for because I've been doing this long enough to know what I'm looking for. So the trick is if you don't see it, you don't take a trade. I didn't used to be picky. Like I'm not a picky eater. I eat like I love food. I eat all kinds of food. But with trading, you can't be like that. You gotta freaking be picky. Like I'm looking for a specific thing. I like my steak cooked medium rare, you know, like this, and that, this kind of drink. Like my service to be like this when I go to the restaurant. You know, if they're not giving me that service or, send it back to the kitchen or don't come back again or don't, you gotta look for specific stuff. We're just putting a higher high for today. So we'll see if the bulls can keep the price up, but we do have to get through this pivot point. Sorry if this is kind of boring right now. I know it's fun when you see a trader in a trade and they're making $10,000 real quick in one trade, but they had to go through this first before they were making those big trades. We can scale up once we consistently keep stacking wins. There you go, putting in another high, getting through that pivot point. We're trading on one $50,000 account right now. So when I have 10 accounts or 20 accounts, we are going to have days where I'm making 5, 10, 15, 20 grand in one day. But for now, we're just trading on one account and then we can copy trade. So yeah, market above that pivot point now. There we go. The idea is once you start closing above that 15-minute range, hopefully the price continues in that direction. There we go, putting in a higher high, market shooting up to the 60s there. There's the 460s. But we don't want to buy at the top, obviously. So I want to see it kind of push up and then do a pullback and then a continuation to the upside. We're not looking for shorts right now because the market is pushing up. So we're looking for opportunities getting along. The market did just pull right back down to that pivot point, though. It was a quick pop up right there, basically, with this wick, with that 1 minute candle closing. Now pulling back a little bit. So, this guy sit back, still wait. We're still waiting. It's like a lot of people have different strategies, but we come to the like people that are consistent and win, they'll come to the same conclusion that like, oh, I bought there too. And that's where I kind of exited and I made money, but I did it because I saw this, this, and that. And that's how I arrived at my conclusion to get in a trade there. And we're all kind of entering in the same spot, um, more or less, but we may have different reasons for what we're looking at. I use VWAP, 21 EMA, and pivot points. That's pretty much it. And this 15-minute range strategy. Some people have other strategies that work also. There's multiple strategies that can work. So we did just put in a higher high right there. So yeah. Kind of bull flagging right here. We get a nice little pullback, maybe, and then jump long if we can stay above this 443 pivot point. Zooming out, looking at the bigger picture here. Maybe we can get a pullback into the 21 EMA one more time. Gotta stay above the that pivot points at the 34 area. We pop up here through the 53s, this 54 area. A continuation to the upside. Grab 10 points here. So we do have an order placed right here at the 54s. We can kind of pop up through here, kind of building this bull flag right now. Might pull back again first before getting going up. There we go. Pulling back to 21 EMA. Take off a little bit here. Take off some more up here. Target would be like 71. Looks like the market wants to go up, maybe. Pulling back kind of hard there into the 21 EMA. No. Nope. That's a lot. That's a hard pullback. No. Oh no. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. You know, because that is like all-time highs right there. For it to pull back that hard, I thought we were gonna keep that momentum going, but bears just ripped it back down into the 15-minute range again, straight back down again. Higher. Unless that was the See the price get above 44. Oh, that's choppy. That was a hard pullback. We did kind of have a bull flag here. Could have got long here. Then you start looking back like, oh, did we miss the trade? Did we, market's just going kind of sideways still. It's still kind of chopping. This is where it's testing our patience. Testing the patience. This is fast. We did put in a higher high, higher low, higher high. This is the higher low, and it's going to start going back up. Don't know. Still below that 21 EMA. Get back above the 33, above this pivot point, 44s. There we go. See if we can get this continuation to the upside. We are in 2 contracts right now. Here we go. We get this push up. There we go. Getting filled. Set our stop to break even. We got another contract up there at 64. So we can get this continuation. All right, again, stopped out at break even, grabbing $200 on that trade. There we go. Quick in and out. We grabbed 10 points on the one contract. Maybe I moved my stop loss to break even a little bit too soon. We'll find out in a minute. If we get this continuation, I usually target a minimum of 10 points on one contract. There we go. Market pushing back up again. We probably moved our stop too soon. We were targeting 64 area. Let's see if we get that touch or not. Right there, the break of structure. Break of structure meaning the previous higher high right here. I've been getting into a habit of doing that recently, moving my stop to break even too fast. I wanted to wait at least until we got 10 points. I did that. It came down, took us out in the green. We'll see if the market continues up or not here in a minute, but we're going to sit back, and if we're going to place a second trade, we're going to wait at least 10 minutes. That's my rule too. If I place a trade, whether it's a win or a loss, I don't jump into another trade right away because the market moves in waves. You know, like if you're surfing and you ride a wave successfully, you jump on a second wave right away. Like sometimes you catch multiple waves in a row, they just keep coming, and you're still standing up. But once you exit out of that wave and you lay back down on the surfboard, do you ride another wave like right away? No, you have to wait. Like one might pass you, or then you got to wait for it to start forming, start paddling, get on the wave, stand up again. So trading is the same way. It's like surfing. If the market moves in waves, which it does, I believe in that theory that the market moves in waves because I've seen it just too much, and now it is what it is. We probably could have got in on that trade a little bit sooner. I wanted to get in above the pivot point. We had the pivot point at 43, and we got in at 44, but probably could have got in, honestly, down here. But hey, there it is, $200, 225, nothing crazy. I'm pretty sure that's how much we risked on that trade. If our stop was at like this area down here, I think we had like a 10-point stop loss on that or something. I'll have to go back and watch the video. So we risked a little bit more than we actually won because we took that other contract out here at break even. If we sold both contracts up there at 10 points, that would have been a $400 win, which is a 1-to-1. So now the market kind of chopping. So it's like, this is what it is. I'm learning too, and I'm getting better. $200 isn't a lot of money. It's not but it's a win. And you saw how patient I was. I waited all the way until 9:19 Texas time before I placed my first trade. The market's been open since 8:30. So kind of chopping sideways. We didn't get that big continuation and break a structure yet like I wanted to see, but it could still happen. The market's above the 15-minute opening range. The idea was that we pushed up and out, and then we kind of pulled back below the 21 EMA, but we kind of held it above the halfway point and then started ripping back up. When we got above this pivot point, I got in long, took a quick 10 points. You know, going back, obviously, I wish I would have sold both contracts there because it would have been twice as much money. But, you know, we start pulling back below this 21 EMA, we know the market's kind of pulling back too much. But I moved my stop to break even. But there it is, $225 on that. So we'll log that as a win. I don't remember. I'll go back and watch the video later to see how many points. It might have been like a 11 or 12 point stop loss on that. So I have a high win rate right now, but not a big risk to reward ratio. So I'm working on that. I'd rather have a high win rate than a super big risk to reward ratio with a low win rate. I like winning. I like being patient, only taking a couple trades. My psychology would be messed up if I was losing most of the time. But then when I win, it's like a huge win. Some people, they make a ton of money doing that, though. They like lose, but then when they win a ton of money. There's guys that do that, and then there's people that have like a high win rate with a low risk to reward, and then there's people with like a decent win rate with a regular RR multiple. So I like having a 70-80% win rate. Right now we've been winning consistently for like this week and last week, multiple days in a row. I haven't had a red day in a while. On that trade, the only thing I can say is maybe I wish I would have entered a little bit earlier, just a little bit. Like once we closed above this 21 EMA and then we broke outside of this, if I could have got long at like the 40s instead of the 44s, we would have grabbed another 4 points, not a whole lot, and then maybe sold both contracts up there at 15 points. That's $600, So what's going on, Sarif? I see you down there. That's how you pronounce your name. Sorry. Doing good, man. We're green on the day. One trade, one win. Nothing too crazy, just a little 200 bucks. Just putting our green on the board, grabbing a little bit of money out of the market. We've been live since for a little over an hour now. So, are you trading right now, or are you just watching me? I think we got two people watching right now. Market's been chopping right now for the last 6 minutes. We just took a trade a little bit ago. So now we're just kind of being patient, waiting. That could be it for the day. I don't know. Unless we see another really good setup, maybe we'll take one more trade. So, but yeah, there we go. Did it live on YouTube too. 225 bucks, just two contracts. We were in that trade for like 1 minute. So it was a quick trade in and out. Right here, we got long at the 4s, sold one contract at the 54s, 10 points. And then we had our stop it, move to break even. 21, 450 limit, short order there. Didn't execute my order till now. So you shorted at 457. I don't know about that. I don't know how long you've been trading or what your strategy is, but for me, the market's putting in higher highs and higher lows, higher highs. So I'm not looking to short. I'm looking for opportunities to go long right now. But if that works for you and you see something I don't see, do you, man? I'm still learning, you know. But right now, we are kind of at market all-time highs right there. So it could struggle to continue to go higher. We could start heading back down. DCA, dollar cost averaging. So I really don't know much about that. I know what DCA stands for, but I don't know how you do it. And if it works for you, man, do whatever's working for you. That's what I always tell people. Multiple ways to do it. I've only been trading Nasdaq futures literally since August. That's crazy. So August, September. 5 months I've been trading Nasdaq futures. That's not a whole lot. So we kind of rallied up and then base, and now maybe we might start rallying again. It looks like the market wants to go higher, but we could run into resistance here at the previous. I'm just kind of sitting back now and waiting. We already took a trade. Got 6 people watching right now. What are you guys thinking? But say something in the chat if you have questions or comments about what the market's doing. We're green for the day. We took one trade. Everything works and nothing works. In market, everything works. In market, nothing works. So you have to control your risk. That's it. Absolutely. Risk management is one of the most important things. And just discipline and reacting to what it's doing. Don't get emotional. Trade your plan. Don't trade your emotions or your feelings. You can't feel like the market's going to do this or do that and hope. You need to know it. You need to know it with a high probability. Everything's probability. So when you look at enough data and your strategy and the indicators, hey, when the market does this, if it does this, because we don't know it's going to do it, but if it does this, there's a high probability that the price is going to go up to here or it's going to go down here. That's what trading is. It's not like, oh, it looks like it might want to go higher. I hope it goes higher. I'm going to enter a trade. That's not how it works. And the market is what the market is. You can make money when it's going up. You can make money when it's going down. It doesn't matter who's president. It doesn't matter what's going on. The only thing you might want to pay attention to is when there's economic news coming out, which we don't have anymore. We got a speech this afternoon, but I won't be trading anymore. So I kind of pay attention to what the news is doing. Yeah, it's ranging right now. Kind of. Correct. I agree with you, Sharif. if that's how you say your name, if I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, it's kind of bullish, but it's kind of rangy. It's been kind of choppy. It's not really pushing up. Probably because we just put in all-time highs and it's kind of running into resistance up there. And they're trying to figure out if we're going to push this thing higher or not. So when it's ranging with my strategy, you can't make a whole lot of money. Like we only grabbed 10 points on that. There's not a whole lot of momentum. When there's a lot of momentum, that's when you can jump in and don't try to fight the momentum. Trade with the direction the market's moving in. If it's bullish, you should be looking for opportunities to buy and go long. If it's bearish, you should be trying to short it. That's what I think. That's what's been working well for me. But yeah, it's just kind of moving slow right now. It's bullish. I'm only going to trade for another like half hour. Doesn't start popping and doing anything crazy. We might just call it a day. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. We just put in a higher high right there. Market pushing up through trying to get that 470s touch. We're in the 460s right now. There's the 470s. There we go. We're going up. So we kind of rallied, based, and then rallied. So I'm trading with my funded futures. So my drawdown is end of day. I can hold my trades till the end of the day. Nice. Yeah, my funded futures. I've heard people use that, and that's pretty good too. There's a good prop firms out there. I've only used Apex right now, but I'd be willing to try other companies in the future. I'm just trying to get a payout right now with Apex. But yeah, you can use my funded futures is another good one. Take profit is another one. Top Step's another one. A couple of good ones. Prop firms are awesome, man. They've changed the game. That's what allows us to do what we're doing. Like, how did you know when this range was going to be over, though, and to get long? I mean, you could have just got long randomly and had your stops, like, down here and waited for that pop-up. But for me, I always feel like that's, like, gambling a little bit. Like, I don't know with a high certainty that it was going to do that. Yeah, now it took momentum, right? That was the momentum right there, the push up. You're right. So if you were long, that was good. Say you got long at like this 54 area, it popped up all the way to 74. That's 20 points. Yeah, some people don't use a stop loss. They kind of have a mental stop loss. They know, like, hey, if the price starts going down to here, I'm just going to get out. I've seen people make a ton of money with no stop loss. They just kind of know, hey, if I'm going to get long in this area, my stop's going to be like down here, like right on the right. It starts reversing. Or they have, yeah, do whatever works for you. I usually use one, but it doesn't mean you have to use one. My mentor, who makes a ton of money every day, usually doesn't use a stop loss. And he makes like $20,000, $30,000 a day. He's been trading for 8 years. So what works for you, man? Obviously, looking back, if we would have got long, yeah, that would have been a nice trade. But now you don't want to FOMO into it and like get long up here. You could be getting long at the top, or it could continue to push up. It could just keep going higher. You never know. But I feel like if I kind of missed the move, I don't want to get in now up here. I want to wait for another pullback and then get long again. So now we're putting in all-time highs. Market ripping up now, up there to the 489s. Look at that. Kind of bull flag playing out there. We draw it like this. Looking back now, we kind of pushed up, pulled back, and then once we broke out, we kind of ranged for a little bit and chopped on this pivot point and then just shot up. We got another pivot point up there at the 21,556s. There's no resistance really at this point. previous resistance because market's never been this high before. Pulling up the hourly chart back in July, or excuse me, November 11th. Actually, is it all-time highs, or were we back in July? We got pretty high, right? Oh yeah, there it is. July 11th, it got up to 217, and then November 11th, we got up to 21,240. We're at all-time highs right now with no resistance. We got another pivot point up there at the 21,563s. Pulling up the 5-minute chart here. 2-minute. Is if we could have just held that trade for a little bit longer that we entered in earlier. I wanted to enter kind of, I mean, the entry wasn't terrible. We would have been in drawdown just for a little bit here and then like kind of touched it here and here. If I would have left that last contract down here instead of having to stop and just been patient and held that trade longer, we would have made a ton of money. You know, if my entry was at 919, so 1 minute, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We ranged for 12 minutes. And then after minute 12, we shot up. So if I wouldn't have moved my stop loss past break even so fast and kept it, you know, I think we had it down here at like the 33s, 34s, and just let it play out. Eventually, market shot up. You know, we'd be up like $1,000 right now. So I can put in my notes. Took partial at 10 points, then moved stop loss early, maybe. I don't know. I got to figure out a better strategy for like knowing when to take partials and move in stop losses so that I can let the trade play out longer, because I've been struggling with that just recently. But before, you know, I didn't struggle with that. So I don't know what it is. Because looking back, like the market kind of didn't really go too much below my entry for that whole range before shooting up. Now we're kind of finally getting maybe a pullback here. Back to the 21 EMA maybe. And the worst thing you can do is like, oh man, I could have made way more money with that trade if I would have just not moved my stop loss and let it play out longer. You know, so now I want to try to make that money. No, if you do that, you'll mess yourself up. Like it is what it is. It happens. You got to move forward. Wait till tomorrow maybe. But if you try to make it happen because you feel like you didn't make enough money, a lot of times you'll mess yourself up doing it. You're adding more into it. 500. Yeah, way up here. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. But hey, man, hopefully it works out for you if that's what you do. I think I might be done for the day. I mean, the market looks like it's freaking putting in all-time highs, so it's looking bullish. It ain't looking bearish, that's for sure. So at least you know not to short, and you're looking for opportunities to buy, because if the market is going up, people are trying to time the top. Oh, this is the top. It's going to start going down now, and it'll just keep going up. The market's going up. You should be looking for opportunities to go long. So at least I agree with you that you're looking to go long, because there's no reason to go short until it starts putting in lower highs and lower lows. Until it shows us that it's going down, why would you place an order to go down? Instead of trying to predict the top, it's just too hard to do that. I don't know how you would do that, how you would know where the top is, unless you're a fortune teller, unless you can see into the future. Then you would know that. So hey, if we get that 500 hit, you know, we do have that pivot point up there at 556. You know, the market could shoot up another 50 points after that. after 500. You never know. I do have somewhere I have to be today. I have to be somewhere at 10:30 Central Time. So I'm going to have to shut my computer down soon and head out. But looking back at this trade, I wish I would have just not moved my stop so fast and let it play out. Usually I like to see momentum right after the break. Instead, we kind of pushed out, we broke out, and then we ranged for a little bit, bullish range, like you said, and then continued. So it was more likely that it was going to continue to the upside than the downside because it was bullish. So I guess that's how you could have like made a decision that, hey, when it's finished ranging, it might continue going up. Why? Because that's what the market's been doing. Um, kind of since we closed above it at 8:46 Central Time, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. It's kind of going up. So yeah, I wish I would have been more patient to let that trade play out longer. I'm glad we grabbed 10 points, and then just maybe shouldn't have moved my stop that fast. So that's my note to myself for today, and that's what I learned for today. It's all information. It's always whether you win or you lose, you're always learning. Always you're trying to get a little bit better each day. That's all any of us can do. I think it would be pretty cool if the market continues to just go up. That's overall over time. That's what the market does. It goes up. This market consists of a bunch of companies, and overall, like their valuations just go up. We got the forward curve down here on Nasdaq in TradingView. What is it doing? It's just going up. But we can make money with shorting the market or going long. But in the big picture is the market goes up. Kind of chopping a little bit right now. So, but yeah, I'm glad that I've been sticking to just a couple trades a day. I've had days where I've taken 8 trades and maybe broke even or made a little bit or lost a lot. I just went on tilt, just started over trading. I've done that multiple times, and so you don't want to do that. So I kind of like where I'm at right now, where I'm like being calm and patient. Just got to kind of grab more profits on these trades. You want to be winning more than you're risking. So 50 trades today. Are you serious? That's insane. Some people do that and that works for them. There's guys that trade 50 trades and they make money. That's just way too much for my style. But if it works for you, there's people that do that. I don't know if you're serious or not. That's insane though. That's crazy. The most amount of trades I've probably ever taken in a single day, I don't think I've ever traded, maybe around like 10. And I'm pretty sure I lost money that day. So, because with my strategy, I don't usually see 50 setups. I only see, a handful of setups, but that's with my strategy. With other strategies, yeah, you can place 50 trades and make money. That's just how to show you my account details. Use X. Yeah, I do have Twitter. I don't really use it a whole lot though. Pull up my Twitter here. My name on Twitter is Austin T. Lee 77. Right here. Austin T. Lee 77. That's a lot, dude. That's a lot of trades, man. That is a lot of trades. But if it works, do you, man. That's crazy. You're just looking at wins and losses, right? You're just like buy, sell, buy, buy, buy. That would be too stressful for me. That's too much going on. But there's people that it works for. You can follow me on Twitter and message me if you have questions or you want to share anything with me. You can go on there. I really don't use Twitter a lot, but I should probably start using it a little bit more. I don't even know how many people I follow on here. Hey, there's Funded Futures, or that's a book that my mentor wrote. So my mentor's Pat. If you ever want to go check him out, he had two big red days. That what we were talking about earlier. He just went on tilt, started placing a bunch of trades, and just dug himself deep one day. But he's a really good trader. But yeah, I don't even know how to see who I follow. Here's my profile. There we go. I got 30 accounts. A lot of it's trading stuff. Apex, my funded futures, Bookmap, McLaren. I like cars too. I'm a big car person. So, Joe Rogan, SpaceX, Tesla. I used to own a Tesla. Hey, can't able to DM you. Oh, I don't know why. You have to follow me or something first. I'm not really a Twitter expert. I don't know how Twitter. Maybe I'll start using it more though. Follow Elon. That's about it. Not a whole lot. Maybe I'll start posting trading stuff on here. I mean, I got my live channel posted on here. But, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man, on how to message me. Notifications. Oh, here we go. It says you followed me. Mindset will either be your biggest weapon or your greatest enemy. Dude, that is so true. Everything is a mental game. It's all a mind game. All of life. I can start talking about that forever. I just started getting really big into that. It's not a physical reality game that we're playing. It's a mental game, life, and so is trading. So I like that. That's your thing here, because dude, that's everything. If you can be conscious of that throughout the day, that's the most important thing. Check your notifications. Yeah. Here, let's see. Follow you back. See if I can message you. There we go. Just DM'd you. There we go. Pulling back to the 21 EMA, kind of chopping sideways again now. I think we might be done for the day. With my strategy, I saw one good setup. I guess kind of good setup. It pushed real fast out of that breakout. It ranged for a while. It made us wait, and I didn't wait long enough before that big pop. Before those pops up happened, like 9:32 candle. We got in at 9:19. So if I could have waited 13 minutes, some of these trades, that's how long they take. They take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Sometimes they're only 10 seconds. It just depends on what's going on. But I don't know. Sometimes I don't like to hold trades for that long, but you have to. You're not just gonna. It's not just gonna shoot straight up right when you enter. Sometimes you get those quick pop ups and you can grab profit real quick and be done. But on a day like today, after our entry, we should have just grabbed our 10 points. I still like that I grabbed 10 points there, but then on the second contract and our final take profit, we were really targeting like the 64 area, and we got it eventually, but it was like 13 minutes later. And instead of setting a limit order here, what we could have done is just trailed our stop loss, because then we got a good continuation all the way up there to the 89s. So what is that? That's 40 points. Over 40 points we could have grabbed. One contract, $800 plus your $200. That would have been $1,000. So that's the difference between $200 and $1,000, is sometimes just being a little bit more patient. you know. I just don't like being in drawdown. Just none of us like being in drawdown in a trade, but with some strategies, you can minimize your drawdown and really just get that momentum and just, you know, so send you last 3 days details and updated 2 days today. Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out, man. I gotta go run some errands today, but I'll be back on my computer later today and check out some stuff. And then we'll be live again tomorrow, same time, 8:15 Central Time. So if you haven't, hit that like button. I'm glad we have, I met your brother and you're in here, engaging. Maybe I can learn some stuff from you. You can learn some things from me. And just try to keep making some money, man. That's what we do this for. So there it is, 218 bucks and over 50,000, which is good. So just on the path to trying to get a payout here. That's it. I will see y'all tomorrow, same time, Thursday, 8:15 Central Time. All right, peace out. Have a good day. See y'all later.